Good morning, my dear students. In this lecture, we will try to understand problem number 30 of company final account. Till now, we have completed company final account theory. In that, I taught you so many concepts related to final account. Instead of wasting time in revising all in this lecture, quickly we'll understand how to solve problem number 30. I'm going little bit faster. If you do not understand, you can stop the video, then you can write things, etc. and etc. Okay, now let's move towards the screen. Now on screen you will find problem number 13. Okay, in this problem there is information about P Limited. Which information? Trial balance of P we have. In this trial balance they have given debit total as well as credit total. That means separately we do have here debit items of the trial balance with their amounts and then credit items of the trial balance. One easy rule you know of the trial balance, some exceptions are there, but in 98% cases you will find debit item means the item whose amounts are in debit column. Means what? Either you require to write those in assets or in the expenses. Debit means either assets or expenses, that I taught you. It's very simple to remember also. And credit means those items you should write in either liabilities or income. Okay, with this basic background we'll start. How to solve problem that you know. For solving you must have schedule 3 with you. Without schedule 3 you cannot solve. In a schedule 3 what you must have? You must have part 1, part 2 and notes to accounts. Part 1 is talking about balance sheet, 2 is talking about the profit and loss, and 3 or we can say notes to accounts there. In notes to accounts generally we draw all the notes. We do not read the problem and then specify which notes are required, which are not required. This type of exercise we do not do here. We simply draw all the notes. Which notes you should draw that I have already explained. Correct. And then after drawing this format, you have to start with the balance sheet items, but before that just look at the adjustment or the additional information. In this problem we have depreciation adjustment, some space required for depreciation adjustment. Correct. In a tangible asset we give one effect, and in a depreciation and amortization we give another effect. Instead of writing like planned there WDV and deducting depreciation, we are going to draw their table. Therefore no need to do any space management for this depreciation. Then after that the stock, for stock also no need to do any space management. Then for debtors, what they are, this is the information about the debtors. They are saying some debtors due for more than 12 months and some debtors are due for less than 6 months. Correct. 6 months bifurcation they have given. Just you required to show how many debtors are more than 6 months and how many are less than 6 months. Okay, and then after that we have loss by fire adjustment. Loss by fire adjustments entry you know. Loss by fire account debit, insurance claim receivable account debit, to purchases. That means we deduct this from purchases, total goods lost, and then that loss is not your actual loss because you will get something from insurance company. That amount is shown on the asset side, receivable amount. Correct. So where that we'll see while solving problem. And then pure, if insurance company disagree to pay you, that is your actual loss, that we show in the profit and loss under extraordinary items. And then we have here provision for taxation adjustment, what to write, where to write, that you know we provide this. Yes, for tax, that means this is a provision, we write this in provision and below statement of profit and loss. And then proposed dividend you know, as per para 14 of ES4 we write this year's proposed dividend in a contingent liabilities note. After writing all note, you can draw one more for contingent liability. There we write this proposed dividend and tax on proposed dividend. This is the basic background of the problem. Now we'll start solving the problem one by one. Correct. Now first item here they have given, that is what? Building. Correct. Where to write building, that you know, my dear students, no need to explain, you all are expert. Now, building is what? Building is tangible asset. If you do not understand like this, then do one thing. Where they have given amount of building, the amount of building is given here, check in the debit column. Debit means what? You already said me, we already discussed. Debit means, yes, assets or expenses, either that could be asset or expenses. Now building, by reading atom name, you will find that this is asset. Anyone can say, you know the definition of asset also. These are what? Resources of the enterprise, arises from the past events, and you will get the future economic benefit out of that asset, that atom. Correct, na, that thing. If that is so, then the atom is called as the asset. The expenses or that particular thing is called as asset. Here you will get the benefit of building in a future, correct now, for more than 1 year. Therefore we can write this under the non-current category of the asset. Asset means what? In notes to accounts, our game is very simple. First try to write in notes to accounts. If space is not available, check in the main format where to write and write that in the main format. But if we have separate place in notes to accounts, then use that place. Don't directly write in main format, that you know. And in notes to accounts, you will find notes like this. We have here 1 to 9 notes for what? Liabilities, for liabilities. Then after that we have 10 to 20 notes for assets, then 21 for revenue, we will say, and then 22 to 27 for what? 22 to 27 for expenses. Understood? Now this is because this is asset, therefore from 10 to 20 note, don't look anywhere, straight away from start with 10th note, and in a 10th note you will find first here what? Try to fit this into 10 to 20. If you try to fit at a 10th, then you will find that the category is correct, note is correct, tangible asset, correct. For building we write that in a tangible asset because that is visible, that is tangible thing, not intangible like. Therefore write building here in tangible asset, but don't directly write building. You are having habit to write building and then their depreciation, but don't do like this. Here draw one table. In this table what we'll do, we'll try to draw column for a particular writing asset name, then column for writing their opening balance, then you will find addition column. In this problem we don't have any addition, therefore small column, just show, just disclose that we require column for addition, deletion, then depreciation column, and then finally closing column. Okay, particulars like this, particulars you will write, then opening, you please write in detail, opening, here you'll say addition, then deletion, then depreciation, and then closing, correct. And what you want to write here, you want to write building, say write building then. It's simple, it's very simple, anyone can write building. And what they have given here, opening balance of building, therefore in a opening column write the amount of building, that is what? 12 lakhs rupees. Then my dear students, we have furniture given in the debit column. Obviously this could be the asset or expenses, this is not the expenses, you'll understand by reading name, understanding the nature of atom. The furniture, because this is asset. Now 10 to 20, and try to fit this in 10th first. Now 10th, that is fitting in 10th because furniture you could pursue, you could see furniture, that is tangible, therefore right here furniture. And what about their amount? We have here 1,20,000 rupees, right? 1,20,000. Then after that we have motor vehicle. Motor vehicle is also tangible asset, no need to explain, you can write. Motor vehicle. What about their amount? Amount is given 1,15,000 rupees, right? That 1,15,000. Then after this, my dear students, we have investment. After writing motor vehicle, we have next item, that is investment in bracket long term. Correct. What about investment in bracket long term? One second, I will adjust the screen first. Investment in bracket long term they are saying. Now this is given in the debit column, obviously means either asset or expenses. This is asset, therefore in the asset, that means from 10 to 20 note, try to write this investment. From investment, if matching, you can write directly in investment. If not matching, then you have to search for another category, a similar category. Intangible asset you cannot write, intangible you cannot. Then in a non-current investment, yes, this is matching, and in bracket long term, from long term you will understand this is non-current investment. Yes, very easily you can figure out that this is a non-current investment. Yes, therefore write that investment here. Investment in bracket long term we'll say, and then amount of that investment is 8 lakhs rupees 5,000. 8 lakhs 5,000. Then after this they have given, my dear students, purchases. What about the purchases? Where do we write purchases? If you assume that as a purchase of finished goods, then in a purchase of a stock in trade. If you assume that as that is of raw material, then in a cost of material consumed. That no need to explain, I think so, given in the debit column. Therefore on the expenses side, that means from 22 to 27, the categories 1 to 9, then 10 to 20. I already explained, no need to talk. Therefore from 22 to 29, try to write these purchases. We have already assumed that this is a purchase of finished. If you assume purchase of finished goods, then that will become simple for you. Your life will become simple. Why to make it unnecessarily complicated there, plus minus and everything? Yes, if nothing, it's your choice to assume. Therefore assume that this is a finished goods. First category is of raw material, you cannot write here. Therefore in the second category, this is a change in inventories. Yes, other than raw material inventories, everything here. Correct. Okay, we cannot write that in change in inventory as well. Then after that, in a depreciation, not possible. In employee benefit, not possible. Finance cost, or in any note we cannot write. Then as per our main rule of a game, main rule of a solving problem, if not fit into notes, then in a main format, try to fit in main format. Do we have item related to purchase of a finished goods? Yes, we have that. What is that? Purchase of a stock in trade. If purchase return is given, then write that in inner column directly, or if not, then directly in outer column. I think so in this problem they are not given purchase return. Do we have? So we don't have. Therefore directly in outer column, that 15 lakhs current year column you can write. Yes, purchases are over. Then stock in trade at cost. Stock in trade in bracket 1/4, that is means opening stock of finished goods. Expenses obviously, therefore 22 to 27, 22 not related to raw material stock. Why? Because we already assume purchase of a finished goods, therefore stock also of finished goods. Not in 22 because finished goods stock, therefore in a 23. But in a 23, don't directly write that in 23. Instead of that, just divide this 23 into 2 to 3 parts. Like this, draw the table. In table, write particulars, then opening, then closing, and then finally write in a current year column change. We are interested in change. Okay, but show stock, given show stock, in bracket you can write FG stock and star, and then assumption, it is assumed that the stock is of finished goods stock. 1/4, where to write opening stock, therefore in a opening column 8 lakhs rupees. If any doubt you can ask. Then debtors, where to write debtors? Debtors we write in trade receivable, because name has changed. Now new name of a debtor is trade receivable. And from debit column you will understand asset or expenses, not the expenses, therefore in asset, that means from 10 to 20, not a tangible, not a intangible. This is not the investment, no advances, we have not given the advances. This is receivable from some parties. Other non-current assets, no. Current, no. Inventory, yes. Trade receivable, 17 number, we have trade receivable. In that you can write debtors. Amount of a debtors 5,60,000. I think so we do have adjustment related disclosure part of a debtor. Therefore what to do, where to write what they are saying related to debtors. Now check the adjustment as well. Related to debtors, they are saying 6 months due post less than 6 months and due more than 6 months, and total amount given in the trial balance, that is 5,60,000. Total write down. What about less than 6 and 5 more than 6? At the time of adjustments, we'll see, we'll write those figures. Writing those are very simple. Less than 6, if out of 3, if you know 2, you can calculate third. After debtors, then advance against construction of a building, given in which column? Given in the debit column. That means asset. Inventory, cash, not possible. 1 second. Okay, now debtors, as I said, that is over. Now after this, what we are writing? Advance, as I said, write in assets from 10 to 20. 10 to 20, where to write advance? Advance is matching with the advance word. And what they are saying? Against construction of a building. Building construction is not 1 or 2 years, not less than 1 year, 1 month's job, but this will going to take more than 1 year. Therefore advance also assume that we have given long-term advance. Therefore in a long-term loans and advances, long-term loans, try to match the words. If words are matching, then it's easy, you can identify the categories easily. Correct. Now here, where what I said, long-term loans and advances, there advance against construction of building, 2,60,000. Okay, any doubt? No, I think so. It's very simple, na? Advance is matching, therefore in advance head, and building from given for building purpose, therefore obviously it could be more than 12 months. The more than 12 months, therefore we can assume as a long-term loans and advances. After this, my dear students, what do we have? After advance, cash and bank balance. Where to write cash and bank balance? Asset. Therefore from 10 to 20, related to cash and banks, do we have? Yes, we have cash and cash equivalent. Therefore you can write that words are matching, cash and bank balance. In more than 50% cases, you will find words are matching. If that is so, then you can write amount without thinking easily. Okay, written. Then we have share capital. Where do we write share capital? Now check. Debit column is now, I think so, here is over. Now credit column's first amount, that is share capital. That means from either 1 to 9 or income, that is 21. 1 to 9 or 21. Okay, now this is not income, therefore from 1 to 9, match the words, is matching with the share capital. Share capital is matching with the share capital. Therefore in a first note, write authorized. Why to write authorized? Generally we do presentation like this, authorized, and after authorized, double underline, and then issued, comma, subscribed and paid up. This is just the disclosure. Issued, subscribed and paid up. What they have said here, 20 lakhs rupees issued, subscribed and paid up. Therefore write that 20 lakhs. Written. Now next, creditors. As like debtors, creditor's name also change and new name is trade payable. Therefore write his trade payable here, trade payable in that creditors. Amount of creditors 7 lakhs. Understood, no? 7 lakhs rupees. It's very easy. Why you are taking tension, I don't know. Then we have sales income, that means revenue. In income we have only 21, that is other income. We cannot write this major income in other income. Therefore in a main format where revenue from operation, sales means revenue from operation, sales 35 lakhs, write in a particular column only, because generally you deduct GST here. This problem we don't have, but just disclose that we deduct GST from sales. Okay, then we have, my dear students, profit and loss, opening profit and loss. Profit and loss from 1 to 9, liability na, from 1 to 9 in a second note. Here we write the items with the words reserve, fund, profit and loss, surplus, etc. Profit and loss opening. Profit and loss opening. How much opening profit and loss? 40,000 rupees. 40,000. Okay, then dividend received. Dividend received, I think so. This is income. Correct now. First check, do we have any note? Yes, we have 21 number note, not the major income. Therefore, in other income, dividend received. Dividend received. Dividend received. How much dividend we have received? 20,000, right? That 20,000. Now, after writing that dividend 20,000, next what? Or director's fee. Director's fee, but given in the debit column. One more, I think, the salaries and wages. Correct. Salaries and wages. We have to write salaries and wages. Given in the debit column means expenses or asset, but salary is not your asset. Therefore, from 22 to 27, we cannot write, because the 22 for raw material, 23 for other inventories, stock, 24 for depreciation, 25. In 25 you can write, because that is for employees. We pay salaries for employees. Salaries. Okay. And amount 4,40,000 rupees. 4,40,000 rupees. After salaries, director fees. This is also expenses in debit column means, and you cannot write anywhere CPC DEF. We cannot write CPC DEF. Why? Because we don't have any category related to this. Therefore, in other write. In some books, we will find director fee in employee benefit. But my dear students, director salary is given, then you can write there. But director fees, you have to write in other expenses. Then after director fees, next electricity. Electricity charges. How much? 50,000 rupees electricity charges is given. This also you cannot write anywhere. No need to explain, you will understand. Just try to fit electricity. First category for raw material, second for inventory. Not possible. Not the depreciation, it here also not possible. Then employee benefit, this is not for employee actually. We cannot write here. Then finance cost, no, not the finance cost. Therefore in other expenses, like this, one by one. If you cannot write directly, then step by step try to write it. Then we have rates, my dear students, rates and taxes. No particular category for this also. Therefore obviously in other category, simple, taxes, 20,000 rupees, rates and taxes. Rate given first, therefore rate is the measure in this rate taxes. From rates we have written that in other expenses. Then auditor's fee. Auditor's auditor's fees 30,000 rupees. In some book you will find auditor's fee also in employee benefit, but auditors are not the employee of the company. If internal auditors salary, then you can write that in employee benefit, but these are not the internal auditors of the company. Then whom they are the external. If nothing has mentioned, then I assume that these are the external auditor and write those fees in other expenses. Understood? Now here our trial balance is over. Then we have adjustment part. First adjustment related to depreciation. You know, we have already covered in regular class all the adjustments. There we did what? Adjustment library. adjustment library such like thing, you will find all the adjustments are listed there with their effects. You can check there. We have written depreciation. What about depreciation then? Generally depreciation means less from asset and write on the profit and loss account debit side. The schedule 3 is not also exception to that. Therefore in asset, where intangible asset, you will find what? Building assets, building, furniture, motor vehicle. On which asset 10%? Not specified. That means on all assets they are saying, and on all assets depreciation at 10%. First building value they have given, that is of 12 lakhs. On that 10%, that is 1,20,000. Correct or not? Do the calculation. And then 12,000, 1,20,000 into 10%, 12,000, and then 11,500. Okay, after calculating 10% depreciation, then take the total of depreciation column, 1,20,000 plus 12 plus 11,500, here 500, and then 3, 4, 43,500. If you have a calculator, use that. Now 1,20,000 plus 12,000 they are saying, plus 11,500. Yes, 1,43,500. 1,43,500. 1,43,500. Instead of writing depreciation individually, you can write total there. How? Where to write? In depreciation note, that you know. Therefore check where is your depreciation. In 22 to 27 you will get depreciation here. Instead of writing depreciation on building, depreciation on furniture, on motor vehicle, write directly depreciation on tangible assets. 1 lakh, what we said, 1,43,500 rupees. 1,43,500. Okay, then next, stock on 31st March 2013 they are saying. On 31st March means what? Closing, my dear students. Now closing stock, where do we write in closing stock? In change in inventory. Opening we assume of a finished goods, obviously this is of finished goods. Then if we assume that as a raw material, this will also become as of raw material, but there finish, therefore here also finish. Stock of finished goods. How much stock of finished goods? 7,20,000 closing. Therefore in a closing column write 7,20,000 rupees. And first effect here, second effect where? In a profit and loss first, therefore second effect obviously on the asset side. For inventory we have inventory category 16 number. There write down stock of FG, closing stock of FG, 7,20,000 rupees. Over two effects, have you understood? In change in inventory first and second in inventory. Then next, debtors 1,60,000 for more than 6 months. As I said, this is just the disclosure. More than 6 months, what they are saying? 1,60,000 rupees. Therefore, more than 6 months, there in front of that 1,60,000. Total 5,60,000. More than 6 months, 1,60,000. That means obviously balance 4 lakhs rupees for less than 6 months. For less than 6 months. Understood? 5,60,000 minus 1,60,000. Simple. Then loss by fire. Loss by fire. Before giving effects of this adjustment, do one thing: pass entry of loss by fire. Loss by fire account debit, you know, and then insurance claim. Insurance claim receivable, that is also debit. 2 purchases or 2 goods you write. Goods. How much they are saying? How much goods we have lost? 1 lakh rupees. Therefore credit 1 lakh. Claim, how much claim is receivable? 80,000 rupees. That 80,000, and 20,000, that means actual loss. Correct now. Loss by fire 1 lakh. However, claim admitted 80,000 only. That means 20,000 actual loss. Now from this, try to write this in main format in our notes and all. Loss by fire, what is this? This is extraordinary item, not the normal item. On expenses side, you will not find in 22 to 27 this. Correct now, this category. Therefore my dear student, do one thing, write in main format somewhere. But where? Now you will find first all normal items, then profit before tax. sorry, profit before extraordinary and abnormal items, then abnormal items, correct, then extraordinary items like this. But I will not make it complicated for you. Instead of writing that here extraordinary and all, writing here extraordinary and there loss by fire is obviously correct, 100% correct. But my dear students, we simplified the format, therefore in this format you will not find extraordinary items. Do one thing, check the last part, instead of writing there no space, therefore in other expenses write loss by fire. Can you get correct profit still? Yes, you will get correct profit. After tax correctly you will get. Therefore don't take tension at all. If no space there in a main format, you can write that in other expenses 20,000. Then insurance claim receivable, this is a receivable from insurance company, correct? Receivable from insurance company. Therefore what you can write that, yes, yeah, on the asset side. Now on the asset side where receivable, insurance claim receivable. Do you have any specific category in 10 to 20? Now start. In 10 to 20 you will find tangible, intangible, investment. No, we cannot write. Loans and advances. No, not possible. Other, non-current, no category. Therefore in other category, yes, in other category. But short term or long term, you will not going to wait for years together. Yes, we will ask them to pay immediately. Therefore in a other current assets, you in other category, but in a long term or short term, in short term, in current category, right? Then insurance claim receivable 80,000 and purchases 1 lakh, deduct it from purchases. Because we have given debit credit to purchases, we want to decrease that purchases, because goods lost. Which goods lost? The goods which we have purchased. Therefore from purchases deduct this. Now where is purchases? Purchase of a stock in trade. Purchase of a stock in trade is there in main format. In main format, okay, we have written that in outer, but here we have adjustment, therefore write this again in the particular column, and then here write down loss by fire. Loss by fire, how much? 1 lakh. And then in outer column, instead of 15, make it 14 now, 14 lakhs. Okay, so over. Then my dear students, we have next adjustment, that is provision for taxation. Provision for taxation, where do we write? We write that below statement of profit and loss, here current tax, but tax rate is given at 40%. Without calculating profit before tax, that amount we cannot calculate tax amount, they will just write here 40%. And next, one more effect of this, yes, this is the provision. Therefore in a provision, income tax department will not wait for us, therefore in a short term provision, here provision for tax, amount, after getting that amount we'll write. Then next, proposed dividend. What about proposed dividend? They are saying proposed dividend, I already explained, as per para what? As per para 14 of AS4, we cannot write that in a current year regular in balance sheet, but below balance sheet obviously we can write in a contingent liability note. Liabilities, in a contingent liabilities, like this. In a contingent liability, write this dividend. Proposed dividend at what? 20%. That means what? 20% of a capital amount. You will get capital amount here. Where is that capital amount? Share capital 20 lakhs rupees. 20 lakhs into 20%, that is 4 lakhs. Okay, now and on this we have CDT, corporate dividend tax, at what? At 20.36%. That is 4 lakhs into 20.36. 20.36%. Now you can do calculation. 4 lakhs into 20.36 divided by 100, or directly 0.81440. Over. This is also over. Okay, all the adjustments are over. Given specific adjustments, yes, additional information is over. Now, do we have any hidden adjustment in this problem? In trial balance, have they given any percentage? No, they have not given any percentage. Therefore, no hidden adjustments. No to no. Yes, over then. Full problem is over. Now, next stage, that is closing the notes. Which notes first do we have to close? Notes related to profit and loss. Notes related to profit and loss. That means from 21 to 27. Correct now? From 21 to 27. You can close balance sheet notes also, but still tax provision is pending. Therefore, first close profit and loss. Though we have part first balance sheet, close it at second place. Directly don't close part first and then part second. Part second first and then part first. And dividend received, here only one amount. Total is very simple, 20,000. Cost of material consumed dash. Then change. Change means what? Opening minus closing. First opening column, then after that second closing column we do have here. Therefore opening minus closing, that is the change. And logically also, I think so, I have explained you in regular class. If closing is more, then your profit will increase. Now assume horizontal balance sheet. In a horizontal profit and loss and balance sheet, we write on the debit side all expenses, on the credit side all incomes. Opening stock on the debit side, closing stock on the credit side. If you write anything on the credit side, then that increases your what? Profit. That increases your profit. If you write more stock, closing stock than opening stock, then that should increase your profit. But in this case, our closing stock is lesser than opening stock. That means that should decrease your profit. How your profit in a vertical format will decrease? In a vertical format, if you write anything on the expenses side, if you increases the expenses, then your profit also increases. Sorry, if you increases the expenses, then your profit decreases, and if you decreases the expenses, your profit increases. By 80,000 change, positive change plus change, that means 80,000 expenses, we are what? We are decreasing your profit. What I said? Have I said correctly or not? If you increase the expenses, then your profit will decrease. If you decrease the expenses, then your, now this is orally all the things are going on. Correct. Here our target is to decrease the profit. Therefore we have increased the what? Expenses. By writing positive expenses, we have increased the expenses. Therefore the formula must be opening minus closing only. Why I am explaining this? Because in some books you will find closing minus opening. That is wrong. Logically that is incorrect. Therefore this 80,000 change, positive change, opening minus closing is correct. So you write, please write, you will understand. In a horizontal form, just write this opening closing, then and there you can figure out easily. Here vertical format is given, therefore that becomes difficult, but you all are clever students, you will definitely understand. 1,43,500, only one amount. That total easily you can write. Here also we have only one amount, no problem in writing total. Then after this, finance cost 0, no need to take total. Then last, after finance cost, we have here other expenses. So many figures are there in other. Use calculator. 16,000 plus 50,000 plus 20,000 plus 30,000 plus 20,000. Finally there you will get 1,36,000. 1,36,000 rupees. Correct. 6, 5, 7, 8, 1,36,000. And here this total is also very simple, 4 lakhs plus just 81,440, 4,81,440. Okay, now as I said, carry these totals where in main format. I will change the screen. One second. Copy, and then after this okay, now we'll start again. Here we have closed what notes related to profit and loss statement. Now in a profit and loss statement, already we have written revenue from operation, from that deduct GST. GST amount is not given, therefore dash there, and finally just as it is 35 lakhs minus 0, 35 lakhs in outer column. Other income, what about other income? Take the total and check the total here. Now in that total you will find what 20,000 rupees. Just carry that 20,000 rupees from note to main format, 20,000. Okay, understood? Like this, copy paste job. Cost after this, cost of material consumed, nothing is there, therefore dash in cost of material consumed. Change in inventories, do you have anything in change in inventories? Yes. How much is that? 80,000. 80,000 plus, therefore 80,000 as it is. And then what about the purchase of a stock in trade? We already written 15 lakhs minus 1 lakh, 14 lakhs. Then depreciation, do you have anything in depreciation? Yes, 1,43,500. Or this also written, this we have written. Okay, and then employee benefit expenses total is 4,40,000. 4,40,000. Or then after this finance cost, nothing is there. Other expenses 1,36,000. 1,36,000. Contingent liability, we do not write that in profit and loss statement, ignore. And then what? After writing all the notes here, we can write note number also 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 and 27. Now take the total again. Revenue total I want 35 lakhs and 20,000. 35 lakhs 20,000 is the total revenue. Then expenses total. Expenses, in expenses column you will find so many figures. There we have 14 lakhs. Correct, first 14 lakhs. Then plus 80,000 plus 1,43,500 plus 4,40,000 plus 1,36,000. That means you will get there 21,99,500. Correct. And then from revenue deduct expenses. 35 lakhs 20,000. Our profit is now here 13 lakhs 20,500. Is there any difficulty? Revenue minus expenses, straight away will get the profit. 35 lakhs 20,000 minus 21,99,500. And on that, what they have said, provide 40% tax. 40% tax into, say, into 0.40. 5 lakhs 28,200. 5 lakhs 28,200. Okay. And then obviously how much profit after tax? before tax minus tax. 13,20,500. You'll get 7,92,300. Just addition and subtraction that you can do. And calculator is there on screen, therefore you can check. 7,92,300. We transfer profit to profit and loss account. Therefore, in a profit and loss account under reserve and surplus, write current year profit. Current year profit. But before that, provide for tax also. Amount we have calculated, that is written below profit and loss statement. Write that also in short-term provision. We already written provision for tax. After writing that, write provision amount also. 528,200. 528,200. 5,28,200. It's written. Now, current year profit 792,300. 792,300. Okay, over. No adjustment, no appropriations. Therefore, total you can write 792,300 plus 40,000. 8,32,300 rupees. Profit and loss is over. Now our target is to close the balance sheet. Now how to close the balance sheet? I will save this first. Okay. Next then, related to balance sheet, we have notes from 1, correct? Now first note there. Now in first note only one figure, that means total is very simple, 20 lakhs, 20 lakhs. Now in a reserve and surplus, here also one figure, 8,32,300. Long-term borrowings, nothing is there, dash. Other long-term liabilities, dash. Long-term provision also dash. Short-term borrowings, there, dash. Creditors, that means trade payable, there we have 7 lakhs, total 7 lakhs. Other current liabilities, dash. Provision for tax, that means short-term provision total, only one amount, 5,28,200. Then we haven't yet calculated closing here, intangible. First calculate closing. 12 lakhs minus 1,20,000, 10,80,000 rupees. Then 1,20,000 minus 12,000, minus 12,000 there, 12, that means 1,08,000 rupees. Correct. You can do this calculation. 1,15,000 minus 1,15,000 minus 1,15,000 minus 11,500. 1,03,500, and then you will get the closing. 1,03,000 plus 1,08,000 plus 10,80,000. $12,91,500. Next, intangible dash, investment total 8,05,000 rupees. Then long-term loans and advances 2,60,000 rupees. Other dash, current dash, here inventory is 7,20,000. Debtors 5,60,000. Then cash and bank balance 3,44,000. This is the closure stage. In closure stage, your task is to just take the totals, calculator and you. Now from 21 we already closed, therefore no need to close it again. Now what to do then? Then what? Main format. In a main format, first note, okay, share capital. Now next job is to copy figures from notes to main format. Share capital, right here, note number 1, note number, let's say 1, note number 1. Again, I will save it first. Save, then copy, and then here. Okay, 1 second. Why we are not getting totals? I don't know. Okay, let it be there. Now we'll copy all the totals in min format. Capital 20 lakhs rupees. Write 20 lakhs here, one by one. Current year, simple, like 20 lakhs. Reserve and surplus total. Then reserve and surplus total 8,32,300. 8,32,300. Okay. Then directly trade payable 7 lakhs. Trade payable 7 lakhs. After trade payable, short-term provision 528,200. 528,200. Then directly tangible asset. After tangible assets, non-current investment 8 lakhs 5,000. Long-term loans 2,60,000. Inventory 7,20,000. Debtors 5,60,000. Three lakhs 44,000. Other current 80,000. And then over only this much. Now final. Okay, now just take the totals, liability side total that will match with the asset total. Now just check. 20 lakhs plus 8,32,300 plus 7 lakhs plus 528,200. Get 40 lakhs 60,500. What about the asset side? $12,91,500, 8,05,000 rupees, 2,60,000 rupees, 7,20,000 rupees. 40,60,500. Yes, 40,60,500 tallied. Our balance sheet is tallied now. Now this is all about the problem number 30. You can solve this problem number 30 individually by watching this video. If you have any doubt, in the comment box always you can comment. Understood? Just small revision related to problem number 30. Now, my dear students, in problem number 30, they have given us the trial balance. As I said, if given in the debit column, assume that either this is of asset or the expenses, related to asset or expenses. Now, we have categorized all the notes. We said 1 to 9 for liability, 10 to 20 for assets, 21 for revenue, and 22 to 27 for expenses. Check the column of a trial balance and write that in a particular category. Here you have to follow the matching logic. If words are matching, then you can figure out that the atom is having this particular category. Okay, it's very simple job. And how to remember format, that also I have explained in regular classes. Just 1 or 2 sentences you require to remember, and profit and loss format, that you require to remember A, B, C, D. A for revenue and all, B, C, D I already explained. In the next lecture, before solving problem, draw the format individually without seeing the format. Okay, now from that acronym and all. If you're able to draw, then you are able to write the trial balance atom in the format. If you're able to complete the format, then definitely, my dear students, you will get tallied balance sheet. Thank you.